Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Ugandans, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dewa Kiki, the Deputy Defense Spokesperson and actually the Deputy Spokesperson for the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I was hosted on Alternative Dig Talk. I encourage all Ugandans that this is the way to go. Always watch, participate, give your views and ask questions on Alternative Dig Talk. Dig Talk, the way to go.
Schools are open. Parents, guardians, have you prepared your adolescents that are pregnant and mothers for school? The government has given us national guidelines to assist with the responsibility of sending these girls back to school. Let us help to provide them with a safe, productive and friendly environment for their learning. They are still our children living among us in our communities. Their pregnancies, becoming mothers before adulthood, affects them, their community and our nation. All children have a right to education. Now, let's take them back to school because completing their primary and secondary school education is very important to their future careers, personal development and being productive citizens of our nation. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Sports, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Yes, good morning Uganda. Good morning Uganda. Hey, a very good morning and a warm welcome to the Mighty Drive Show. I'm sorry for that, but then on set, but I'm already on set. A very good morning to everybody who's tuned in to the Mighty Drive Show. My name is Edgar Matthew Karohanga, and on behalf of the Alternative Dig Talk, on behalf of the Alternative Uganda, allow me welcome you to this edition of the Mighty Drive. We're still enjoying the AFCON series going on right there in Cameroon, and as the defending as the hosts of this particular tournament, that is Cameroon, continue to fare to the quarterfinals of the African Cup of Nations. The competition continues to become more tight, continues to become more thrilling, and continues to become a bit more fun. So ladies and gentlemen, keep watching the African Cup of Nations. It's going down right there in Cameroon. Unfortunately, Uganda is not yet there, but it is still okay. And as we're speaking right now, the Archbishop of Uganda, of Kampala, Mr. Paul Semwogerere, will be crowned today and the crowning processes have already started and they are underway. So feel free to also follow that discussion. I'll be giving you some of those details as we're speaking right now. He is on transit, trying to make it to Kampala so that he can, be commemorated or be made the Archbishop of Uganda, His Grace Paul Semwogerere. He replaces Dr. Cyprian Kizito Olwanga. And still to come on the Mighty Drive, we are having a conversation. Is it even a conversation? We're having another brawl that is on Twitter. Odrek Rwabogo, the first in-law, if I may say that, but he is the husband to the daughter of the president, Patience Rwabogo. He's also out there talking about people who are making succession plans in the national resistance movement. He says that these are not going to be viable. So I'll be telling you much about that story. And there is a change of guard in Burkina Faso, or maybe there will be a change of guard as we're speaking just in. I think the president was arrested yesterday by the army of that particular country and in their capital Ouagadougou, that is Burkina Faso. So I'll be telling you about what is happening there, and protests are still cropping up in the northern part of Sudan, that is Sudan, Khartoum. So ladies and gentlemen, that and much more is what you should expect in this edition of the Mighty Drive. Amachama lungi eri buli omu atugaseeko olunaku olwaleero ennaku z'omwezi ziri 25 omwezi gwa Gatonnya omwaka 2022 bwe twogerera nga kafyu tekyaliwo wonna gy'oli kafyu tekyaliwo, so weeyongera okubanga weevugira mu budde bwonna bw'ovuga naye jjukira bodaboda zo zikyakome ku ssaawa emu ey'akawungeezi. Yes, so zikolera ssaawa emu ababodaboda bo baba bazikiza boda zaabwe. Naye ate the night life reopens, the bars, the party nights. Wetwogera nga abavubuka bongedde okulumya bannaabwe abo abalinamu kasente kaabwe bongedde okulumya abo abatannabakaweza. Amabaala gagguddwawo, abaana bali mu kucakala. Olunaku lw'eggulo singa walabye ekyabadde mu Kampala nga omuziki gufuuse omuziki. Nange nze wali wensula neighbor wange alina aka library naye yataddewo omuziki gwe kwegamba agamba omanyi balifutinze kafyu katunyumirwe obulamu bwaffe. President Museveni agira awangalira ku ntebe. So lyessanyu n'ebikujjuko ebigenda mu maaso mu Kampala. Economy bagigudde, abagala okunyumirwa ku bulamu bwabwe bweyongedde okubanga abanyumirwa. Bannange mwebale nnyo okubanga mwekumidde ku sheeno era buli lunaku abakeererako entakera ne mugenda ne mutulaba. Waliwo a special viewer gwe njagala okubanga ntumira olunaku olwaleero. Omukyala ono mukyala tawulira. Yes, she is deaf. Naye ono omukyala agoberera nnyo program The Mighty Drive. Amanya ge ye Hindu. Hindu, thank you so much for watching. Ate nalabye nga mukwano weriba siri erinnya kubanga omanyi amanya gano agabeera ku bigino emikutu gimukwanira wala olusto geesiga. Naye ono omukyala mukwano gw'omuwala bamuyita Nakato Angela. Yes, bonna balabi ba program The Mighty Drive. So guys, thank you so much. Neewuunya omukyala ono atawulira. Shena agyetegereza atya atagiraba atya kubanga following nnyo discussions zino banna omukyala oyo. Thank you so much. Amanya sinagafuna naye nze ku mukutu nalabye ye Hindu. So nange liyendeese wano naye nga Hindu. Thank you so much for watching. Na buli omu abeera buli lunaku n'obeera wano ogamba ngenda kubanga ndaba abavubuka ba the alternative TikTok basobole okubanga batuweze. Twagamba tukyusa oba we're redefining the social media narrative in this country. Tukyusa ne tugezaako kubanga tubawo amawulire ku bibatu byammwe at the comfort of your palms nga tubeerawo mpola mpola ne musobola okubanga mugoota buliyo. So kantandike ku mawulire agagenda mu maaso mu ggwanga ne wabweru w'eggwanga. Tandikire kondoza mu AFCON. Ekikopo kya AFCON kitandise okubanga kyeyongerayo nga kibindabinda katutogera kitandise okuyingira nze bayita the quarter finals. Quarter finals no gye emizannyo egiddirira kyogera atya mu Luganda. Quarter finals, quarter finals, semi-finals, then finals. So gwe mwetolo ogwokusatu kwe bajjako omuntu anaaba ayitamu okubanga azannya tiimu endala ebeeyiseemu era mu kibinja ekirala. So twogerera nga Cameroon yakubye tiimu ya Comoros olunaku lw'eggulo ssaawa za 4 ez'akawungeezi. Cameroon yakubye Comoros goolo zabadde 2-1 naye omupiira nno guno gwanyumye because wolabamu Comoros yadde terina kipa waayo n'omu. So babadde forced okufuna omusambi akuba namba 3 oba left back agende mu goal abenga akwata omupiira. So abaana bano basambye bulungi ne basobola okubanga ba defendinga Cameroon ate Cameroon nga ogimanye ebisajja bi Vincent Abubakar abasajja ate nga bali waka kwegamba Comoros yasambye omupiira gwabadde mulungi nnyo wadde basobodde okubanga bagikuba golo 2-1 naye nga kikulaga ate in fact babadde ne red card abasajja ba Comoros babadde ne red card okuva mu dakiika ndooza ya 24 so the most part of the game the boys from Comoros were 10 and they didn't have a goalkeeper in goal so kikulaga yasinga dolaba omupiira engeri badde bagusamba nga baguzanya outfield nga goalkeeper azanya center back kwanga badde babulamu omusajja omusonga goalkeeper inogatta ku team basobola okubanga basamba omupiira naye basambye omupiira gwadde mulungi nnyo they may have lost the game but they actually won our hearts Comoros yasambye omupiira gwadde mulungi naye abasajja ba debutants abakajja mulundi gwabo ogusookedde ddala okwegatta mu AFCON abasajja ba Gambia bazze ne bakwa tiimu eya Guinea Guinea eyo eya Kano Mamado Domboya yes that his name Kano Domboya oyo yali abasuubiza ssente no abagambye ssente ze balina okuzimuddiza yali abagamba mutawangula kikopo ssente zange ze nabataddemu mulina okubanga muziza so mu ngeri eyo abasajja ba Gambia basobodde okubanga nabo bayitawo bagenda kubanga bazanya Cameroon mu quarter finals naye Gambia does not have anything to lose because it's their first tournament bazze ne batuuka paka quarter finals balina omusajja akuba bulungi bamuyita Barrow Barrow is a very very good player assisting the goals 2 atebya goals 2 10 ku goals ezenya team ene ya Gambia zesobodde okubanga eteba mu campaign eno so tukyanyumirwa AFCON era mumwetanire nnyo emipiira gikyagenda mu maaso wali ku omukutu ogwa UBC emipiira egyo bagiragira ddala munyumire ku AFCON mazima AFCON ono abanaamusubwa temulina kye mugenda kubanga munyumiza abaana mwamwe kubanga this round of AFCON yaguno omwaka enyumye nnyo eri a bit professional eri fun eri thrilling abasajja abanene babakubye butimu obutono nabagamba wano Nigeria bazze bamukuba omupiira ne bamujja musoba nange kyekyo kigenda mu maaso ndooza twogereko ku Archbishop Paul Semogerere his grace wetwogerera kati kubanga olunaku lwaleero agenda kubanga ateekebwa ku namulondo y'okubanga akulembera ekkanisa so his grace Paul Semogerere olunaku olwaleero avuddewo wali Eruwero Archdiocese gy'adde akolera ku Eruwero Diocese gy'abadde aweerezanga Bishop kati bamuvuze ne bamukwasa omanyi mu bulombolombo bw'okubanga nga bazzaako Archbishop ow'ekkanisa kye batera okukola ndooza producer ajja kubalaga ebifaananyi bya Archbishop ono gwe twogerako omupya his grace Paul Semogerere yoyo yennyini abadde Bishop wa essaza liri ery'Eruweero so mu kutera okukyusa kyebayita mu kukyusa obukulembeze bwa Archbishop batera okubanga bajja omukulembeze Bishop gy'abadde ne bamuvuga ne bamutuusa ku nsalosalo ya Luweero ne Kampala ne bamukwasa ab'e Kampala ne babanga basobola okumuvuga ne bamwongerayo okubanga bamutuuza ku namulondo omwami his grace Paul Semogerere yagenda okubanga addira mu bigere by'omwami Cyprian Kizito Luwanga omusajja yali ayogera kye yali akkiririzaamu omusajja ono yafa emabega kaawo omwaka oguwedde yafa ekirwadde ekyali I think zali blood clots musajja watu batugamba ze yasakaminga tu so betwogeranga ekkanisa eyongedde okubanga esanyuka bafunye omukulembeze waabwe era bwe banaatuuka wali ku cathedral bajja kusooka basoma ekiwandiiko ekiva e Roma ewa Papa ekiwandiiko kino ekiraga nti no his grace Paul Semogerere bamwaappointize nga the head of the church so bakisoma mu nnimi 3 bakisoma mu lulimi Olulatini bakisoma mu lulimi Oluzungu ne bakisoma ne mu lulimi Oluganda okubanga bakakasa bannayuganda nti ono alondeddwa kabona yennyini Papa wa ekkanisa Papa yawandise ekiwandiiko so bamala ne balyoka abanga bamuteeka ku namulondo okubanga akulembera ekkanisa so katusuubire omwami ono anaakola ebyabanaggwano okusinga ku bya omwami Cyprian Kizito Luwanga bye yakola kubanga Dr. Cyprian Kizito Luwanga yakola ebintu byali by'amaanyi musajja yali ayogera amazima yali ayogera kyakkiririzaamu yayita limba so katusuubire nti omwami Paul Semogerere anaabanga akola byennyini ebya abanne abamusookawo bye baakola era naye mu manifesto ye kinaayise manifesto oba bintu byayagala okubanga akolako agambye ajja kubanga akola ku bintu bya human rights okubanga ayogerera ekkanisa okubanga agezaako buli kimu kyaba asobola okulwanirira omuntu wa wansi n'ekkanisa. Agambye mu bigambo by'omwami ono yakakasizza nti no guno omulimu si mutono era alina challenges anticipate bayinza obutamutegeera, bayinza okumukwata obubi, naye yagambye agenda kubanga aweereza abantu, aweereze ne Katonda n'ekkanisa mu mulimu guno oba mu buyitibwa obupya bwayitiddwamu His Grace Paul Semwogere. Wetwogera saawa zino ebikujjuko byatandise dda, wetwogera byatandise dda right now. So byatandise dda, batandise dda kubanga balina bazuuka saawa 12:00 ne bamutransportinga ne bamuwa Kampala nabo ne bamuvuga, era n'enguudo ezimu mu Kampala zo zaabadde zagaddwa okubanga zikkiriza omuweereza wa Mukama Paul Semwogere okubanga abanga ateekebwa kunna mulondo. So bannange ebintu birungi bino wetwogerera ng'ekkanisa efunye omukulembeze. Mu mawulire amalala kangendeko nkyali mu ggwanga wano Audrey Lwabogo nabagambye mu kutandika ono nno yebba wa Patience muwala wa President. Ebigambo bingi byali byogerwa nti n'ono naye alabika ayagala kubanga asikira taata we in-law oba okubanga adda mu ntebe ey'omukulembeze w'eggwanga oba okubanga akulembera kiri ekibiina ekya National Resistance Movement. Yavuddeyo ku mukutu gwe guno ogwa Twitter batera okuziyita bano abavubuka, ku mukutu ogwo ogwa Twitter n'apostingayo n'ayogera ebigambo nno, ebigambo ebimu bibadde bikangira ddala. Nsaba kambi basomeremu wano katono mu biwulire omwami ono bye yagambye ekyuma ky'omuzungu yagambye Audrey Lwabogo, like a human cell, a political party has connected tissue much like a human body. If you continue to provoke its members by pushing narrow succession agendas, you will generate backlash that could reverse the party fortunes. I am warning people who are doing this to stop. Naddamu neyongera n'agamba, and what more? The NRM, I know, which retains some seeds of genuine people, will defeat these shallow games. Nti nga obase lwagiyita batya nga omubiri political party egattibwa wamu eringa mubiri. N'agamba abantu abagezaako okubanga bapushinga succession agendas nti okuddira President Museveni mbigere, waliwo abantu abaagala okubanga bapushinga yakiyise na narrow succession agendas bali ku byabwe, ate nga tumanya amazima badde bagezaako okupushinga agendas zino mwe muli omwami omutabani wa President Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba alina nno ttiimu yawo ku mukutu gwa Twitter batera okubanga bamuteekamu oba suddiwe baŋŋamba baagala jenga President w'eggwanga lino. So omwami ono Audrey Lwabogo family member we yennyini alinga eyalibadde mukoowe avuddeyo n'amugamba bannange oba olina abantu abagezaako okupushinga succession agendas ezo entonotono tetugenda kubanga tuzikkiriza, ate negamba NRM ekyalina abantu abalimu ensa genuine people abasobola okubanga balemesa ebintu bino okubanga bigenda mu maaso. So olutalo lwa family kati nze neebuuza mpagiraani oba onaawagiraani Audrey Lwabogo ono first son first mula oba simanyi is the first son in law, then ate waliyo ne first son yennyini bali awo kwegamba tugamba kati fe tuwagiraani tuwagire ono naye nonetheless fe wetuli okubanga tubawa amawulire. So olutalo lutandise luli munda mu family mwennyini lutandise okubanga lweraga mpola nga bitera okubeera. So yes, nga twangwa mangu ndaba akadde kantwala kangendeko mu ggwanga erya Malawi ndooza mujjukira mu mwaka gwa 2020 balonda omukulembeze Lazarus Chakwera begatta abasajja b'e Malawi begatta ne bakuba omusajja yali ali mu buyinza, so ne baleeta Lazarus Chakwera kyakoze yagobye kabineti ye y'abaminisita bonna yababaanize ng'agamba waliwo concerns mu kye bayita grafting oba engeri gye beeyisaamu so bonna n'abayiwa n'agamba agenda kubanga appointinga cabinet empya mu nnaku 2. So emirimu gyonna egibadde gikolebwa cabinets zino gigenda kubanga gikolebwa office of the president nga bwaddamu okubanga alonda banaddamu okuweereza nabo. So kyekyo ekigenda mu maaso bonna yabayiye bino tebitera kusangika naye bonna yabayiye mu mawulire amala wetwogeranga mu Burkina Faso kirabika obuyinza bugenda kubanga bukyuka kubanga sawa zino nakalaba amawulire nti kirabika president alabika awambiddwa officially because olunaku lweggulo amawulire gadde gatambula mpola nga tetukakasa ki ekiri mu Burkina Faso. Abamu bagamba Kabore yabadde yasibiddwa abalanga bagamba just bamukuumye naye kirabika amacha ga leero director wange omwami tumusiime abadde angamba mbu agakagwawo essaawa zino kirabika President Kabore ye ajiddwa mu buyinza ndooza mulaba engeri gye kyatabuseemu mu Wagadugu is the capital city of Burkina Faso etwogererangayo mu AFCON mweri eri mu quarter finals already eri mu kubanga yo yeeyagala yatuuka dda egenda kubanga ezanye eggwanga lino erya Tunisia mu quarter finals. So Burkina Faso kigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga eryo lyennyini. Boda balayika bagenda kubanga government egambye eyinza okubanga reviewinga amateeka ga boda because oluusi kiba tekikola boda ziba zikoma ssaawa emu ate nga tukimanyi nti abantu abasinga okubanga batambulira the urban centers, the urban poor people who actually predominantly use borders. Borders are the easiest modes of transport in this country. So otandika okugamba ate boda tetuziremese oluusi kiba tekivaayo bulungi. So government egambye egenda kubanga etunula mu nsonga y'ababoda abo simanyi oba nze ndowooza beetaaga babakkirize bakole transnight basobole okubanga abavubuka bano okuva mu mabbala because abavubuka be batera okunyumirwa be batera okubeera mu zi night life naye era baba beetaaga support y'ababoda because ababoda abakiipa okujjako oluusi abamu batera okubasekerera nti abaana balinya boda batuuka bonna amatu gannyogoga ekyo simanyi how true it is naye batera okuba nga bagamba saba boda government egamba egenda tunula mu nsonga zammwe nyina mikwano gyange Nicholas mukwano gwange Robert Juma abasajja ba boda bakwano bange nnyo tutera okuba nga tukuba mu kulwali babeera n'ezi theory boda guys have a lot of theories oluusi n'ogamba wabazijjawa eddakiika zino zimpeddeko ye Museveni yalaunchinze campaign Explore Uganda okubanga Uganda agifuula the world's biggest population tourism destination. Yes, the world's biggest tourism destination. Why not? Uganda is the pearl of Africa. Manyize nabagamba wano nti Uganda is not by mistake. We are not here by mistake. Uganda liri mu kumawanga gasinga okubanga amawanga amalungi mu nsi. Uganda River Nile esibuka mu Uganda etandikira wano mu ggwanga lyaffe. Lake Victoria ye lake esinga obunene mu Africa ate yesinga yeyokubiri second biggest lake in the world. So esangibwa wano bwolaba mountain resort ziri wano. We have everything. It's just about how we publicize ourselves to the rest of the world so that they can appreciate us as well. Bananga mawulire mangi protest mu Sudan zigenda mu maaso naye ngenda kubanga nkoma okubanga akadde kakano kantwala kantindigwa. So thank you so much for watching the Mighty Drive. Olunaku lwa leero tulina omukyala okuva mu kibiina oba kibiina pressure group area PFT onono ye National Secretary in charge of Student Affairs bamuyita Nantongo Bashira agenda kubanga atwegattako wano tubenga tunyumyamu emboozi nga bwe tuyiga. So thank you so much for watching. Katutandikirawo nga tuvudde mu bubaka buno Mighty Drive ekomawo. Bampita Edgar, good morning.
Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Ugandans, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dewa Kiki, the Deputy Defense Spokesperson and actually the Deputy Spokesperson for the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I was hosted on Alternative Digitalk. I encourage all Ugandans that this is the way to go. Always watch, participate, give your views and ask questions on Alternative Digitalk. Digitalk, the way to go.
Schools are open. Parents, guardians, have you prepared your adolescents that are pregnant and mothers for school? The government has given us national guidelines to assist with the responsibility of sending these girls back to school. Let us help to provide them with a safe, productive and friendly environment for their learning. They are still our children living among us in our communities. Their pregnancies, becoming mothers before adulthood, affects them, their community and our nation. All children have a right to education. Now, let's take them back to school because completing their primary and secondary school education is very important to their future careers, personal development and being productive citizens of our nation. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Sports, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Tutambuze week tunatera okugituuka mu makati. Very good morning. Faroida bikoberege manya gange. I am with Edgar Matthew Karohanga. Tugenda kubanga ate tubatwalira ddala paka sawa 3. Olunaku lwa leero saagala kwogera nnyo because I have a female guest in the studios. I want to give her all the time for as long as Edgar doesn't interrupt. Good morning, Edgar Matthew Karohanga. No, so yanda kugoba. Good morning.
Good morning, Fancy. Farida. Did I call you Fancy?
Oh, no.
That's how I normally call you. That's the challenge. I call her Fancy. So, good morning, Farida.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for looking nice.
Oh, really?
In this new year.
In this new year, bagambe gwa kwetega. So, we are doing all we can to kwetega. Our quote of the day is surround yourself with a supportive squad.
Yeah.
If any of your friends isn't in support of what you're doing, please cut them off. Cut them off, cut off the negative energy, cut off everyone that doesn't support what you support, doesn't believe in what you believe. So such that you can have a successful year. This year in your new year resolution, you should be cutting off negative energy because bobango ina negative energy mu bantu abakwetorodde. Actually, who you are is dependent on the people that surrounds you. So to saako yo ne bota tugamba gwegwe nyini kasita tulaba saako yo tumanya your character yebweti. Kasita tulaba abantu abakwetorodde, we can determine who you are. So to surround yourself with positive people. Yesterday I was watching a very, very bad story. Omuwala Momo 19 ngagamba. She spent only 7 days in bankamala embaga yaabwe ne baawukana. And it's not that they had quarreled with the husband. No, it was just from nowhere, like 7 days nga mwakamala embaga yammwe. Olwava mu honeymoon tebadda mukwatagana. But it is because she had bad people near her. So abantu abo bakola bubi nnyo. But we are praying badingane. It is a really, really bad story.
But I think she has learned from that story that you don't have to bring a lot of people in.
Exactly, and you shouldn't trust anyone. No, it's not bringing in your relationship.
Because how can someone advise you to leave your husband?
No, it's not advising. Mu Buganda ne batugamba nti embaga zino ze tukola tozireetako nnyo abantu abangi. The more you kusembeza abantu tomanya oli kigendererwa kya ate waneene Buganda omuntu wakuloganga ne tayagala kuwasa ne gwofumbirwa tamwagala naye nga akola kifiiriza and the people who don't believe there is black magic in zabo bomba tya eddogo gyeriri.
I really believe in black magic.
Ediga eddogo gyeriri I believe. So for Mama 19 she spent 7 days. 7 days after nga bamaze okukola mahale gaabwe everything nebaawukana.
I'm still shocked.
You're still shocked?
Yes, how can you spend 1 week?
So 1 week nga bakamala embaga nebaawukana ne bbaawe. And the story yakola amawulire ku social media n'omuwala yafuddeyo nga anaratinga story ye nga bwe byali nga you could really feel bad. So emikwano gino gye tubeera nagyo tugisengejje teweesembeza bantu nnyo. Don't to trusting muntu gwe wankalaba. Bantu bano baba babi si buli aseka nti aba akwagaliza ate si buli aseka aba musanyufu. Sometimes I always tell people actually I would laugh with you because sagala nyigombuze why you say kati okwewala ebibuuzo ebiyitiridde.
Just fake a smile and
I will fake a smile oyitewo.
I normally also like to do that, to just
so
fake a smile.
Please welcome our guest.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have a lady from the PFT, People's Front for Transition. Yes, a very vibrant pressure group that has come to ensure that Ugandans, will take power by 2026. So I have a lady who is in charge of the Students' Affairs. I want her to introduce herself because one thing I know, she is called Nantongo. That means she is a Muganda. The other name, I don't know if it's Bashira. Bashira. Yes, I wanted to be sure. That's why I did.
You see me, I have problems with the pronunciation. So if I'm going to pronounce your name wrongly, don't pronounce.
She is called Bashira. Bashira.
Yes,
Nantongo Bashira. Welcome to the Mighty Drive.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being part of this great cause. Once again, my name is Nantongo Bashira, the former guild president, Islamic University in Uganda, Females Campus, a former parliamentary candidate in Busiro North constituency on the FDC ticket, and currently the National Secretary in charge of Students' Affairs in the People's Front for Transition. Wow. It's a pleasure being part of this. That's a very proper introduction. You did yourself a very good favor. I was underlying you. I had to give you all those credentials. At a young age, I don't want you look young. I don't know how old you are, but you look young. You've achieved that. How do you feel? How does that make you feel? Of course, it is. There is this feeling you get that you're really proud of yourself. I know every parent out there would love to be with a determined young girl or boy, because I know my parents are really proud of me. I feel good because right now I'm this kind of a person who even advises those you see that they are older than me, even those people you see out there that they are famous and they are politicians, they call and request for my advice because at the age of 22 standing as a member of parliament. Seriously. And I actually wasn't the last in the race. Maybe that would demoralize me in one way or the other, but no. I was battling with 5 men in the race and I was the only female. It was a really tough race. Yeah, it was a bit challenging being a student leader because at that time I had just sworn in as the guild president. So I went in when in actual sense I still had an office to attend to. So I went in the race. Yeah, it wasn't all that good because it was the first time. This is a big seat. It's not just like any other small portion, maybe of a council or something. We are looking at a constituency of 3 sub-counties and 3 town councils. Of course, it was more hectic. The fact that even the politics is now monetized. You have to be with money. If you don't have money, yes. So it is really a challenge to young people like me and those who are really into politics. So those who would love to join politics, they really feel challenged to actually. many can't even decide. They really have, I have friends who have great ideas. They really advise me. But right now they can't join politics because they know we don't have the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a huge
as a young
challenge.
girl, where did you get the money?
In fact, before we even talk about the money, and just for the benefit of our viewers, you'll just blend in a bit of Uganda.
Yeah.
Just for their benefit. Oli mwana muwala.
Esente zalwaninga for obusiro wazijjawa.
Oli muwala ate weesimbye ku basajja. Before nga tetunayogera ku sente.
Basajja bataano.
Inspiration.
Omukazi wali wa mukaaga.
Ugamba otya nti nze kanzije ngwemba n'abasajja, and I think you are the youngest. Just thinking.
Yeah, you're right. Let me tell you,
I
have never shared this in a live show or on any television. Yeah. But at first, nayagala kubeera president. I wanted to stand. Yes. So I was with a friend. I was like, njagala kwesimba kuba president. Because I knew, of course, ideas. Yes, but people, it was fun. They laughed just the way you're laughing at me. So I was like, but you people, you're laughing. I even went on Google and started Googling the necessity.
The qualification for someone to stand as the president.
Yeah. But then out of the blue, I was like, no. When I had one of the candidates who was standing in Bashira North, Nengambo no Musobola, agenda kwogerachi. He was the minister in charge of Luwero Triumph. Galabuzi.
Yes.
So I was like, no, Musata. Yes, parishman. No, Musata. When Noop brought a candidate, the two candidates are Bagala Kadi and Noop. You know, there is a way you feel. When woba inachokiririzamu Cynthia abalala oba bakakanya naye era otunulira omuntu n'ogamba ono tasobola. Ndi very sure I don't even need someone to supplement. Bonna nga bwe bali mu race teri yali asobola ku articulating issues in the right manner. You know, politics right now, people are just blabbering.
Thank you.
Asobola na tasobola bonna bajja ne boogera and people give chance and we are burying our country. So nze nalabirawo ne mbatunulira bonna. And trust me, obalaba, I was weak, fine, because the money, I'm going to talk about the money later. Yes. Naye nga bagamba, they call themselves, oli nagamba, hajjati waayise tuddewo. Because bayimirirako, and right now the current MP yagamba mu bantu nagamba nze competitor nino go Hajjati Bashira nga yeye kagwati doyo wa Nuupu aliyo. Why? Because one time he had me talk. Okay. Nawulira issues nagamba ono omukazi muzibu.
Ayogera bulungi.
Yes, ono omukyala muzibu nnyo asobola okukonvinsinga abantu ne babeera nga bakola ki nga bamukkiririzaamu. So I joined politics in that way because I remember I had to call my parents in Bashira. Yes. And I told them, they told me, kubira abantu abali around oyogere nabo bagambe nti nzija. I remember I called my first friend there who owns the shop. Yes, I can knew. Because they know this girl who went to Kachiri as a senior six vaquist. Everyone I called wasn't believing. So I had to leave and come to the ground myself.
But again, in serious.
Wow. When I came, I had nothing like money with me. But I had the courage and determination. I remember Kasmil, I was with Kasmil before because he hosted me when I was in my presidential debate, guild presidential debate. So Kasmil hosted me on Campus 101. I remember the question, the way he formed the question, Gagamba, is it knowledgeable for a sitting guild president
to go for
a parliamentary seat? So it caused a lot of commotion on social media. Everyone, of course, was reacting. So when I'm at your show, Air Campus 101, there is a way I was like, now it's public. I can't go back. Yes. So I was so determined. And I believe money is not an issue. your determination and your belief that you can do something, you can walk miles.
My dear, in this Uganda, however much you have the determination, you have the passion, but when it comes to politics, it entails money.
Yes, to some extent. Let me tell you, if you have money and you don't have a goal, still you can't head anywhere.
But here, if you have money, even if you don't have a goal, you can
the
win.
Goal you have
will
can
buy
bring
the votes
that money.
and you will get the vote.
Let me tell you, me, I come from a very humble family. And of course, when I joined politics, I didn't expect any money from my parents. Because Tata wange musomesa wa primary and a private teacher. So the whole of COVID, he wasn't receiving any salary. Of course, naina kutunulira magezi malala, making friends. To a certain extent, I felt like maybe in Eku campus I'm going to drop out. I'm talking of the determination you have to accomplish a goal. First of all, I was determined to finish my degree. Kati naino kunonya all other means of how ngenda kumala ntyo okusoma. This is where we make friends. Netukola emikwano nejija nejitubeererawo mu kaseera akazibu. But jijja kitya. Of course, omusajja bwana okusanga Mr. Edgar. N'akulaba naga Edgar nali determined nnyo. You are a nobody right now. This man can push you to where you've always dreamed to be.
That is true.
Yes. So that's why I said before we have the money, let's build the goals. What goals do you have? Potential chijowulira josobola okukola. Of course, kati wenkuwa kati sene nga tosose plan nga chakola zikulema. But when you sit down and you have the budget, when the money comes, you can distribute it equally to whatever you can do.
Well, intention about something, you know what you want, you know where you want to be,
very
so it's
good.
Easy for you. By the way, that's very true.
Yes, so kati
comes first.
yecho chejja at first. I was determined. Ningambe no Uganda webituuse tujambalire engatto. Let me tell you, the situation is worse.
Mune mujambalira nga we.
Netujambalire engatto netusiba obukaya netubunyweza.
You are saying Uganda is becoming worse in which perspective, in which way?
Buli lunaku many abavubuka bangi bagwamu essuubi. Nze ntuula nnyo ku border, or even if when I sit in public meetings or when I meet friends, ngezaako basuumuuza okubajjamu ebirowoozo.
Okulaba kiki balowooza.
Very good on the current situation. Me, I was one time hosted at RHU, Reproductive Health at
Uganda.
Yes. So these people, Nembagamba, there was some lady who termed sex work. But me, I was like, but you people, it's not sex work, it's prostitution. No, it's not. Very good.
It professionalizes.
That is the situation in Uganda today. We are window dressing. It's the same issue that is happening to the youth organizations in Uganda today. You see those national youth councils, those Uganda National Students Association, and though all those youth bodies you hear in Uganda today, it's just a window dress.
For what?
They are not acting. They are limited.
They don't have power?
They don't, my dear. They don't. And if they do, they don't know that they do.
They are sleeping on the
I
job.
don't know whether you get
I get what you're saying.
I really want to think those people have the power, but they don't know how to use the power they have.
They don't know they have the power. That's the thing.
Maybe. Yes, tebamanyi balina power.
Maybe that. But then to a certain extent, wababa tebamanyi ani alina obasomesa yeffe. Of course, abakulu be balina obasomesa. Lwaki tebabasomesa?
Mwe ba concerned Uganda ni mbasomesa tobanga mumanyi.
Tetusobola teffe twaba office batula muzaga.
Ate baba tebakola bakosa mmwe. Bwe baba tebakola bakosa mmwe.
Let me tell you, bakosa fe. No, bakosa fe. That is the right word, I guess. But to me, I think abavubuka baluzinze nnyo.
But Bashira, olaba ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga, olaba abantu be bayiseemu, be twali tusuubira nti bazzenga baridiima nabo ate balinga abali mu byabwe. everybody has they're asking themselves, where do I stand to gain from what is going on?
And this
starting
is
from even your comrades, from your political affiliation.
No,
and I will say that
where,
right.
This is where the PFT comes in.
PFT.
No,
PFT.
Relax. You people fail to know the agenda of the front. You fail to totally get it.
The agenda of the front, let me tell you, is some people who are vying for positions in 2026 and strategizing right now under the retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye.
Thank you, Edgar.
So let me tell you one thing. Of course, your mentality in Uganda no, it's not.
You say it.
It's not. It's a kambabulire sawa eno. Ugandans right now, nechirundi chebara bantu chirundi bachirabamo obubyo buchirimo. And this is where the trouble comes in. That's why you see these people in offices are cooperating. But choosing. So right now I'll tell you one thing.
Yes, please.
The front brings the authority back to the people. We are not looking at Kano Kiza Besigye here. We are not looking at any politician here. We are not looking at any person here. We are looking at the people to stand on their own. If you trusted Kano Kiza Besigye and he failed, and you trusted Bobby Wine, he also did what? Failed. Then why don't you stand up? Aren't you Ugandan? Aren't you oppressed?
I am.
And let me tell you one thing. This act of lining behind these people and pushing them, it's only making these people famous. You're not gaining anything. Of course, when Bobby Wine when Bobby Wine got that popularity, he was the one being hosted on these famous talk shows. Yeah. Where were you? The person who ticked him on the ballot. But when you stand as Ugandans, don't you really think that you also need to be hosted? Don't you really think that olunaku lulina okubeerawo ku makya bakeere ku makya bagambe bannayuganda baasituse ne bakola bwe bati bana bagamba Farida ye yakulembedde abakoze bwe bati Edgar n'akulembera abakoze bwe bati. Why do we have to push these people? Because they are gaining, let me tell you. Aside, we don't know their agendas because the people's hearts are hidden. We don't really know. No, tetwagala mwesimbewo. Twagala mugambe no to oppression. We are oppressed.
Tugambe chimala chimala.
Tugambe chimala chimala. To standing where are we cowards? Thinking is not enough. Speaking is not enough, and it has never been enough. Ebyokola bingi. Mwekiririze. That is number one. Farida, when I stand up here and I slap you, how would you react? I can slap you for the first time, you'll be surprised. Bashira ankubidde chat. You start slap you the second time. Ankubidde. The third time oba was to set down nawe nombuukira oba nonsindika eri nkuveeko. But you people slapped and you're not feeling anything. Is it that no,
we are feeling, but we are crying.
But you're being hurt. Olaba Farida, obudde bwetumala. The time we are wasting. It's Sanja Chiwede. Tomorrow is Bidi Mukaga. And those are 5 years down the road. Are you getting any younger?
No, I'm getting older, to the contrary.
Very good. And you will have to tell your kids what you were doing, Mr. Edgar, for the country too. Because we are experiencing a huge setback. Let me tell you one thing. I was surprised when Dubai, UAE, was, they said it had spent 35 years and it is now, I think, 1,000 times
by
better than Uganda.
1986, Uganda and UAE were at the same level.
Very good.
36 years down the road, UAE is a first world country, a first tourism destination in the world, and Uganda is still the Pearl of Africa. If you know, you know.
I remember when Idi Amin gave water to Dubai.
1976.
They didn't have
We even
water.
gave them food. Can you
imagine?
1976.
Let me tell you, if you're not proud of the leadership in your country, we are heading nowhere. Because the leadership has to be the center for discussion. Omukulembeze talina kubanga amanyi byonna. The moment omukulembeze walowooza nti buli kimu akimanyi ani agenda omuwabula. And you know, no man is an island. With who? With who?
No, Omukulembeze yenyini sometimes.
No,
some people have made that
deal. We have to be honest. They are not inclusive. That's why I said it's all window dressing. When they were locking down the schools, the first phase, whom did they consult? Did they call the headmasters in the schools to see how they can read it?
Headmaster they did not even consult the legislators that represent the people.
Very good.
Ntitugambira MP bana tubagambe kukwanga bano beba
no, abachise babantu it can come but to a certain extent. Right now it is the headmaster who knows how safe is the school to the students, leading to a 2-year. Actually Uganda has closed its institution in the world for the longest time. Do you know how many people have not gone back to school? Yeah, I personally, I was still the president. A student called me, actually not one. They could call me and they say, Amazimanzi Sigenda could. That's what they say. Some became even orphans in the course. Yeah. They didn't know whom to go to. Many are going to graduate, but they still have balances there. They have to clear. COVID. Because some people even lost jobs.
Many, not some.
Kati mpulira omuntu nganze abadde akola bachelors in arts education. Where am I going to get the energy to continue with the course? When it's the teachers who have suffered the most in this situation. Kati sasira omuto abadde ne taata we nga musomesa nga yagala kulabe nga daddy.
Ate nze abadde taata wange nga ba owner. Tuleke kutunulira n'abasomesa bokka. Even other institutions suffer.
Yes, of course. No, I was saying education because I am an educationist. So I can't go to a bar when I have to start from home. Yes, of course many institutions have been hit. Kati gwe weebuuze omwana abadde alina ekirooto ekyokubeera ekyo.
Ekyokubeera omusomesa?
No, not musomesa. Any sector ebadde hit nga mwalina ambition ye.
But we would understand it was a pandemic and no one prepared for this.
But then it has been worsened in Uganda. Let me tell you, situation where kati bwembeera omulwadde nojja nonsasira I get the energy that I'm loved and I get
nakuwa hope oja wona.
Where is the hope in Uganda? The food that was donated wasn't equally distributed.
If it actually reached some places, it reached some places, not all places.
I have a friend of mine who told me, I think he has a relative in government. He told me, but this girl who is telling me, these are the girls you see that they are well to. But rated emmere nnyingi nnyo weeri naye nga tebamanyi bayala. It's not the people supposed to receive the food.
The people who are supposed to receive the food.
The 100K, don't you remember the saga Prime Minister nga alina gwakubira amubuuza emitwalo 10 gye wafunye mu bukyamu? How many things get lost along the way? Bw'oba olaba.
Under the carpet.
So
but Bashira, nsaba utegere nti bannayuganda nabo batya balaba ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Many people have dubbed us that country that has the middle name patience. Like we are the most patient people. And by the way, it's just a virtue Ugandans have. You're so patient. Which is good, but to some extent bad. So the thing is, it's sometimes bad. When you become over-patient, you die. Omusajja kuba ulimidde tize najja kufumba ujamaliza kufa. So Bashira kyebadde ngamba bannayuganda balaba ebikolebwa kwavaayo n'ayogera tukirize tugambe kakwensa avudde yayogedde ndowooza obiwulira bangi abavaayo ne boogera ebibabaddeko obimanya abalala baluzinze obulamu bwabwe. Munnayuganda wabeeyo naye agamba owaayi ebyensi byensi kankole ebyange nemekola ki kuttibwa lwa byabufuzi.
Ati obuzibu bwa bujjira nti kakweza bwavaayo abakuwadde pace mwena mugoberere.
When you're going for cross country.
No, leader. When you're going for cross country, of course there is someone on the lead.
I'm
No, there is someone on the lead.
Where is he?
No, let's be honest. Kakweza obonna they are hurt because they are setting a pace for you and you're not realizing the speed on which you are supposed to move.
Italikano has been setting that pace from 2001.
Very good. And Ugandans are not
failed.
getting it.
Chagulanyi has come.
He is setting
no
the
man
pace.
to Muhimbise has been there.
Very good. So
we don't, Ugandans are like,
so let me tell you, my people, the problem has never been Kakweza or any other person. Atabo baba nyigarwa kuba bwajja nayimirira bwati nayimirira temujja kumwegatako of course right tebamunyige bisajja watu
ngali omu
newe bamukwata muyitawo buyisi
kyogeza kugamba Bashira nti bwe baali kuteka kwenza twaligenze ku Twitter netuleta
lwaki mubatuuka omukwata? He has done that for a long time.
leka gamba nti balwaki batuuka omukwata Edgar we are going for a short
yes
break.
I know but I think we have 1 minute before the break. Those things you're talking about on Twitter is not working. That's the Ugandans just sit and say we are tired. The thing is, why don't you show
what
that?
What do you mean?
Action.
Kwata omwana ku bbala ne drone mu kifo ky'okugenda omuyamba omwana muli bali mu mukumukwata baba n'omukwata bamutute
nalabyesaga ku parliament nga ba MPs abambajidde ku bugaali and I was surprised nga police bagano ku accessing a parliament and I'm like what is the problem?
Let's go for a short commercial break.
Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Ugandans, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dewa Kiki, the Deputy Defense Spokesperson and actually the Deputy Spokesperson for the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I was hosted on Alternative Dig Talk. I encourage all Ugandans that this is the way to go. Always watch, participate, give your views and ask questions on Alternative Dig Talk. Dig Talk, the way to go.
Schools are open. Parents, guardians, have you prepared your adolescents that are pregnant and mothers for school? The government has given us national guidelines to assist with the responsibility of sending these girls back to school. Let us help to provide them with a safe, productive and friendly environment for their learning. They are still our children living among us in our communities. Their pregnancies, becoming mothers before adulthood, affects them, their community and our nation. All children have a right to education. Now, let's take them back to school because completing their primary and secondary school education is very important to their future careers, personal development and being productive citizens of our nation. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Sports, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Esawa ziri bbiri zennyini. I am with Edgar Matthew Karuhanga. He's a Mtoro, very passionate about his work and knowledgeable, and by the way, he's single. So bannanga abakyala abali mu kwetega muje mwetegere wane wa Edgar Matthew.
Tebajja tebeetega. I'm single and not searching, so I'm cool.
Edgar.
Yeah, New Year's resolutions. Be a better person, the rest will come.
We still have Bashira in the studios.
Yes.
Twogera politics, twogera challenges yayitamu ng'omwana omuwala at a young age okubanga standing ze mu race y'abasajja bataano nga ye yeekalimu.
And she's very brilliant as well.
Abawala b'ekabojja tuli ne guilty president wamwe, former guilty president. We tuli naye mu studios tujja basaba mutweyungeko mu buteese mu comment section. We are the Alternative Uganda on Facebook, liking a page ate engage in the discussion by commenting wansawo mu comment section. Tujja kubanga ate tusome ebibuuzo byammwe, sharinga, tagging mikwano gyo. Fenna tuyige wamu. Tugendedde mu kuwummulamuko Edgar abadde akyakatiriza ensonga Uganda bali mu kutya bakayita katembo nti omusajja yatuteekamu fear.
We have a fear.
Okuvaayo bajja kukwata n'abakupika genda tojja kikola weka ng'oli ogwo omu ate omusajja bwakukwata ng'oli omu baba bagenda kukunyiga okusinga wali babakwatanga muli bayitirivu.
And we even have trust issues as a country nti abakulembeze be tulina nabo tetubeesiga kumanya nti kyetukkirizamu kye baliko bali ku agenda yaffe.
No, it's because we have been disappointed.
That's the
many
thing,
times.
like when you've been heartbroken for a long time, you start to think, love is not there.
Yeah.
So, my dear, love is not there.
No, Mr. Edgar, I think when you don't, when you have a wife, and this wife, or let me not say wife, kati nga gwali singa and not searching, ng'olina ka restaurant ko wogenda n'olya lunch. When this person continues to put a lot of salt, or when this food is not sweet, what happens?
Yeah, we'll leave.
You leave and you go to another restaurant.
Exactly.
And when you also find that restaurant, what will happen? You will have to say that why don't you do that? If you don't trust the politicians, musituke.
Let me tell you.
Naturally, we are all leaders. Let me tell you, it's a cylinder kumpa support. I don't wait for people to approve my leadership talents or my leadership abilities. I don't. Era nze ntambulanga Omukulembeze when I find something wrong in Kampala nga nkola ogwa Lord Mayor. Kati yenze. So when we put that mentality in our minds as Ugandans, and most especially as the young people, bw'obanga tukyalina omukisa nga tuli baana bato lwaki tetugukozesa? Kyekisinga okunnuma, because I know the youth have the ability to create that youth nation they much desire to have.
Yeah, it's because they...
But right now they are looking at 80-year-old and 90-year-old men who even die sleeping, plan for the youth. And you're here, energetic, vibrant, and seated. Like,
no,
seriously.
It's because we're buying more positions, and how are we going to planning at all?
No, let me tell you. Ne Katonda ayamba yeyamba. Naffe bennyini abali wano, si we twatandikira. Some of us, if you trace our backgrounds, you really even shake your heads. But we struggle because we want to be on the front. If abalala bonna baba bali mabega.
nga tujja ku front line nga tugamba katubalage ekyokola. Nze siwoomya tooke ne bwe nali mu kalulu. Me, I don't sugarcoat things. Era bw'ongamba nze, they even find me, honorable, bananga onyirira ne mbagala mwali mumanyi ngenda nnyirira ku ssente za parliament. Me, I'm open.
Ne kuzange nnyirira.
Yes, me, I'm open. You know, people, Ugandans right now think that even electing you, they are helping you.
Because they are.
No.
They're giving you a lot of cash.
No, my dear. Let me tell you, Farida.
That's the assertion.
No, Farida, let me tell you one thing. Esawa ya kakati, bomuchuru mulowooza, you have that mentality. That bonondo obo nyambye. But right now, tebanonda. Do you know how far I've gone? Because some people saw my abilities in the recent elections. Now, I've got a lot, alhamdulillah. I've got a lot. And if I manage to get that office as the member of parliament, you know why they are all failing? And that's what I was telling people in the campaigns. Why they are failing? They think they are going to work for people while getting resources from the parliament where they are sitting. No. As a parent, if you are a parent and you're working as a teacher waiting for a salary or working any kind of job ngolinda za mwezi okera kumacha bweziba tezize nga tebakusasudde omwana otasoma.
Ate abaana asomera kyediga nga sitebansasudde
Let me tell you, so kati ye muntu ali mu parliament. Oli bwagenda ne mentality roza agenda tuula ayamba abantu. You sit for 15 years without helping anyone from your constituency. It's just connection and creativity. You connect and be creative. How? There are many ways we can help people. Uganda, the problem we have, we need to set that, we need to organize like that ideological orientation. We change the mindset of the Ugandans.
It takes generations, my dear.
It takes generations. It takes generations. And if it takes generations, and this is the only way we can serve the country.
We need to start now.
If it takes generations, let's start it so that by the time we are old, we already set a pace.
I feel, I don't know if this is going to come out right, but I feel our generation is a generation that is a bit, because I'm on TV, let me use weak. We are weak. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in our leaders. All we believe in is just sitting down on Twitter, saying what we think, going out for parties. We don't look at the fundamentals. I'm going to give you an example. In 1980, these folks that are now in power, the rich of today, were the poor then. They were young people. Many of them left low degrees, left schools, left homes. They left whatever they did. The messages left Nairobi, where he was getting loads and lots of money. And he came to the bush. We have a Museveni who left the Ministry of Defense. He was a full minister. That means he had the money. And he said, let me go and drown in the dirt. We have the Pecos Kutesas. We have a lot of guys, the Riakate guys, who were land people, who would work in the government that was there then. But they went in the mud to build something. But we have a generation today that is not willing to do anything. All we're willing to do is to text and maybe buy Mukama na Ayamba. I'm sorry for that.
No, it's because those people you've mentioned who rolled in the mud,
they were young people by then.
No,
they dreamt.
They have not helped the people right now. Let me tell you, they are the people who are sitting on the young people today. Because if you had the courage to roll in the mud, I did history. But all I know is that when the father is a hunter, this father could train the son also to be a what? It has to be within the lineage. So I'm asking myself, if they had to roll in the mud for the purposes of helping Uganda, maybe the Uganda that was suffering, maybe the Uganda that was going through a lot, why don't they trim the young generation? Because they can't rule forever. Whom are they shaping? Who are they shaping? No one. They are shaping their families. Yet they say that they rolled in the mud for the purposes of what? Of Ugandans. Right now, what are they benefiting? Like, how are Ugandans benefiting from the situation? Bamubanga amakulu balwanira byabwe
bagala nabo kubuuka
bannayuganda banatandika batya olaba ekinyonyi bwe kiba kimaze okwalula obwana bwakyo kitandika obubuusa shorter distances paka omwana wanaakula naye naayiga n'abuuka a longer distance. How has he helped us, the young people, to jump or to fly?
They are lieutenant generals in the army.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does.
No.
Let me tell you.
I'm telling you.
Yes, it does.
There are young people in the army there. There is an
opportunity there.
Bantu mulekerawo kuwomesa bintu bino nga bikawa. You know, that's why I hated quinine. When you put it in your mouth, there is a way it says sweeter. But let that sugar melt. You can even shout for the whole village. So let me tell you, we don't need to sugarcoat things here. Nze kyengambe kintu kiri kimu. Bakola omulimu gw'amaanyi. I really salute them. Because what they did and what they went through, for one, I can't go through that. I can't go through that. That's why Chenkugambe, Mr. Edgar, nti akaseera katuuka, we are different. Nti bw'olaba Bashira tomwesiga, oyina ky'omusingako. There is something special about you that I don't have. So that is the special thing about our leaders who went to the bush. Anyone yagenda mu nsiko n'alwana. Really, Bashira nyezo basina that ability. But I salute them and I really appreciate what they did. Yona koze nungi gye baakolerera okukyusa Uganda. I appreciate. Okwewaayo kwonna kwe baakola ne babeera nga bakola bye bakola. But right now, it is too much. Too much of anything is always bad. Right now, even if they did good, we are no longer seeing the good. Last time I saw a clip of Obama, Mr. Barack Obama. He said that the old way of doing things doesn't seem to work anymore. Why? Mr. Edgar, you remember Edda Bajaja Febagenanga Nebalima, not safari. Sorry, never hunting. Abakusange mu kibira ng'oyiga, bw'otaba mulogo bamusezi. Very good. But that was the only way, and a family that doesn't have that boy who is the hunter.
They would go
hungry.
Very good. Naye kati tebikyaliwo. Kitegeeza ki?
Emirembe
gikyuka. This world was created through imaginations, independent imaginations. Someone nakera ku macha nayiya katebe nti I don't need to sit down. We are sitting on chairs apparently. Odi nakera ku macha nayiya olugoye. We are not walking naked. So right now, if our forefathers created the life we are living in right now, can't we do that? And we can, of course. Even if we can't, we have to.
So there's no
way, because we also have to imagine that nation we want. We have to imagine those things we want.
Okay.
So your leadership, abavubuka gye balina okwejjamu. Abavubuka balina akatengo kangi. And it's putting them nowhere. Berasule njala Farida.
Kubavubuka nonyijukiza nti ba Kigati team wano betwatamingako Kigati team basinga kubeera ba university students nti omwana avaayo nga is this good person ne bamubwa guild president bwafuluma kastabali bamulengera ne bamugula nga koza agivaako.
Nga struggle agisulawo.
No, abere mu struggle naye koza agivaako basigala muli naye nga they are not the people you voted. Nga tebakya frontinga bizibu byamwe. Nti bo ba Kigati team olufuna akagati kasaba mugula nga ekintu akivaako. So nti ne bwandi bwogamba nti government nga bo bataminga nti abalwana. Nti they have prepared some avenues for you to go and fit in. This abavubuka we are not ready. Twagalanye ebintu byamangu. Nti bajja kulengeza milioni 10 n'ova ku kintu ekyali kulabiridde for a lifetime n'ogenda okwata milioni 10. So we do not have to blame the government only. We should also blame the youths. Twagala nnyo ebintu ebyamangu mangu chap chap
Who
chap
is
chap.
buying the youth?
But even who's getting where are the youth getting the money as well?
No.
Where are the youth getting the money?
No, let me tell you.
Because we know the one who's buying them.
Edgar.
You stand your ground as
No,
well.
Edgar. You go on the street and give a beggar 200.
But wano temuli babega
No, who said so? Do you know the status of people right now? People are sleeping hungry.
Beggars Association City.
No, maybe I gave a wrong example. But I think that is it.
A student leader is not a beggar, my dear.
No, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. These are hungry people.
Kati bw'obanga basobola okugula then toyina by'obelivingira mu gwe ng'omuntu.
Lwaki bakuguze kati nebuuza Farida? Lwaki oba ongula nga kyenkola kituufu?
Lwaki gw'okkiriza okugula?
Of course kankubulire Farida. Kitegeeza oli ku agenda ntuufu. Olina bw'oyagala osiguukulula. Kati bajja ne bakuleetera even in campaigns people call you naga nze nkuwa zino kiveemu. Okitegeera lwaki abavubuka kyenjagala right now beebuuze yenna ali eyo ng'alowooza bagenda mugula. Ask yourself lwaki bangula. That means there is a special thing about you and you don't need to let this down.
Okay, ladies, it's just 16 minutes past the top of the hour. You are still watching the Mighty Drive. For those who have just joined in, we have Miss Nantongo Bashira. She is a member of parliament aspirant. She was a guild president at IUIU, the women's campus, and of course she is the national, head or national coordinator of student affairs in the People's Front for Transition. We've been talking about her experiences, but before we leave that particular topic, because jaga tuddeko mu byokusoma bino byennyini, Bashira njagala ombulire mu entire campaign trail ne experience yo. What are some of the key lessons you cite out Nogamba? I learned this maybe when I was generally you as a girl who was young, it was your first try and you showed up.
Basically, I learned one thing, that in this country you don't need to wait for people's approval to do anything. Let not anyone come and show you what to do. Let people not set for you a pace, because this is a feeling that you have, and of course you can't share it with anyone. Nze senga nawuliriza ebigambo oba amagezi agampeebwanga nga nzijanga direct member of parliament, I wouldn't be here. Of course, even the family, they told me, Vam, I swear, family members, they didn't even support me. Aside my mom and dad, but these family members we have, and of course some of them are well right now. They are good financially. They didn't. Bubangambira openly ekyo kifo kyogenzeko kinene. Wakiri walize ku bwa kansala ate ne bo walize tetwali kuwadde ssente. But abantu abantuusa we nalaga to the nomination, that is my political party, FDC, and those are the friends I made. The friends I made in the political party, out of the political party, and those people that really believed in Bashira, they are the people who pushed me. So nze ngamba naige lesson ya maanyi nnyo nti senga nawuliriza ebigambo ebyangambibwa nti kyogenzeko kinene nnyo neyampaga amagezi right now tasobola kundiisa lunaku. Tasobola. Susu amukubira simu ne mugamba ekyokulya n'akimpa. But the courage and determination I got has kept me going till now. So I think you need to believe in yourself. Kyowulira muli ekikulimu, kyowulira kyoba okola ki otambulirako. When you feel like eating chicken, Farida onotajja kiwulira. Ne onamugaa njagala lya nkoko ajja kizanyisa. Farida your appetite you, but deep inside you really need that chicken. Yes, so I think I learned that as my huge biggest lesson. And then the other thing is I learned not to be dependent. And I'm always working on the aspect of being that person I don't rely on people too much. I want to, because kati nedini yange ngeyo ng'obusiramu ekuyigiriza nti bw'okeera ku makya n'obeera nga gwe wekka weetunuulidde Katonda akutemera amakubo mangi n'obeera nga weebeezaawo. But akadde konna akanayita ng'otunuulidde Edgar oli yampayo omutwalo era Farida ajja kumpayo omutwalo era Katonda riziki azikuumira mu nsawo z'abo ababiri gy'olina okuyita n'obeera ng'okola ki ng'ofuna ekyokulya. So to me I think being independent is number one, and being determined. Teri ayina kujja ku kyogoba.
Bashira, lwaki walonda direct seat? One would think waligenze for woman MP.
No, lwaki nalonda direct seat is that first of all, I targeted my area. Katundu katonotono. Busiro North is not that, it's a big constituency but not too big. So then basically focus nnyo ku women. You know me, I always sometimes act stubborn and I want to challenge these men. You know I'm a feminist. I believe in the women agenda because I know abakazi bwe tutali abasajja tebasobola kubaawo. So that agenda nze nalabanga when I joined this direct seat, of course there is a way it's going to inspire the young women out there. Because n'obululu obumu bwe nafiirwa was because some of the voters didn't know that a direct seat kubaako omukazi. They were really confused. Era bakabalowooza ne ku ballot yali ensobi omukazi okubaako. Era nga bakuyita woman MP. Abangi bamanyi omukyala abeera n'abakyala. Naye ate sometimes where men are failing, why not a woman join and n'ogattawo akazanyo ne tetwagala kusigala mabega. Oli bwakutuka amagulu gwe jangu oyungewo. Otegedde, we have to keep the pace. Wanaatusangira wanaakola ki? Wanaatusangira, yes.
Okay, njagala tusooka tuyingireko mu talk y'okugamba PFT ogwakulembera ba students. Mu PFT waliwo kino ekyamasomero ag'abakanisa agaganya abaana abalina embuto oba abayonsa okujja basome. And I want to pick the mind of PFT in terms of how would you have done it better? Did the government do okay to accept these students to go back, or how better can we treat these expectant mothers and yet they are students and children of the land?
According to me, the government failed already. Why? Because ekizibu already tukiina. So ekizibu bwe tuba tukiina, all the means that tuli okuyitamu okukisolvinga era zigenda kulumya abalala. Okitegeera?
Sikitegedde bulungi.
Kyentegeeza, bwe tuba already tulina ekizibu, they have diagnosed you with malaria. You have to get an injection. Doesn't it pay?
It pays.
Very good. But then if you had prevented and slept in a mosquito net, would you get those injections? So right now, I can't dictate to anyone because we all have different ideologies. I, for one, I wouldn't prefer my baby sister to sit in a class where there is a pregnant young woman of that age. Because people get things differently. The government has to do that because it's the one in question right now. It's the government to blame for the situation happening due to the long closure of schools, and they didn't follow up the students they sent off. Very good. Kati kyekyo kyenkugamba nti government kyekyo kyerese negamba abaana bano bakole ki bajje n'embuto zaabwe. Yet in actual sense, if it was the normal schooling, omwana ali olubuto talina tuula n'abalala. Because n'omulala ajafuna ideology egamba nti bwe naalufuna nja kusoma. However, I think to me, inakuba a certain balina engeri gye balina okukiformingamu nti even if these people basoma bokka okitegeera
baterewo sente nga zaabwe.
Yes, nga zaabwe.
Temuba ng'aba babodde.
No.
Kubanga kati tubalemu
because era banjawulo
ogwali gumu kitundu gwafuna olubuto e Northern Uganda gumu kasanvu abaana baafuna olubuto.
Era banjawulo ku balala. Tetubaboola. They are different.
Yes.
Only different. But you guys, pregnancy is normal.
No, pregnancy is normal. I'm not being selfish. I want you people to get this issue. Njagala mufune my point of view. I'm not saying that these people should be chased out of school. Of course, the mistake happened. They have to resume schooling. Because I actually have a friend of mine. The daughter got pregnant. But they had to get means. I don't know whether they finally aborted the child, but they had to get means. Because the girl was crying one thing. Daddy nchayagala okusoma. Nengo olubuto lukoze ki? Mweruli. Should we deny her chance? No. Of course she has to go. But
it's what you're
this
doing.
Is wrong.
It's what you're doing because there are no centers for the thing is now tugambe ku reality. Tetuina centers za bawala bambu. Tubaleke bana batule kusomera emyaka emirala ebiri.
No, the schools can organize. The schools agamasomero genyini gasobola okuorganizinga. Kubanga naligambye basome nabo, bana abalala boogere nabo. And of course, bajala bange emimwa gitunulidde bo.
But you guys, there's a photo we saw recently.
But the problem still.
Omwana ali mukuyonsa. Munenga n'omusomesa wali asomesa. And everything was normal.
Yes, everything was normal. But this student is not concentrating. Let's not act that things are okay. Oshitegera, things are not okay.
Okay.
Because in a normal class setting, in a normal class setting, fe tusoma naba abembuto ku universities. Nero mulaba nga tabitegeera. I have to be honest with you. Nenga ate muntu mukulu.
Asomya abana bembuto nange ku university wakasoma nabo. Nenga abana babitegeera.
Babitegeera ate bagraduating ate babitegedde baba max.
Can you compare the performance of that current semester with the previous performance before pregnancy? No, you know pregnancy comes with a lot of side effects. Yes. Omwana janyigira akuba munne penso. So, but then to me, I think the students really need to go to class. They need to go to school. Yes. I of course, because chabawo. And some of these people were even raped. These young girls were raped. Of course, they have to go to school, but I think by no batera programs ezaabwe nga ziyamba bonga bo.
Omunazikolera nga tamaze na kuzaala. Omuna agambika batera center za Uganda ozimanyi zitwala myaka 10.
Bafuna abasomesa
baabwe. Nga bazaala dda nga tebakyetaaga na facilities zammwe.
No, the schools zozo nga zisobola okuorganize.
Okay, and maybe
impozo oyagala kugamba nti baba work classrooms are really different in the same school. Ogamba abasimya 3 bawala 5 bayina embuto temugenda asomera mbannamwe
omutule tekirabika bulungi era ku break bajja.
This thing is really challenging, let me tell you.
And maybe there's a lady who watches us here. She's called Nacharine Rita. I know she's watching from Chambogo. Olunaku lweggulo yayogedde ku nsonga naye n'agamba abaana mutunudde nnyo ku sex emu. You're looking at the females. How about these boys that got those girls pregnant? For them, they are going back to school.
Affected. That is the problem.
There's an inequality.
That is the biggest issue we are looking. That is how big our problem is.
Waliwo minisita omu yali atebulinga eyo issue ng'agamba nti omuvubuka afunisa omwana omuwala olubuto ng'ali mu ssomero omuwala bw'aba dropping out n'omuvubuka bamugye mu ssomero for that period paka ng'omuwala azadde baddeyo bonna baddeyo omulundi gumu.
That is the problem.
Naye kati saawa eno tebasobola kubajjayo mu masomero bo tebali affected. You see, consequences za sex is affecting muwala teza affecting mulenzi ebiseera ebisinga nti olubuto luno we lulabika gwe omuwala gwalina otuula ewaka yo omulenzi akontinuing an education ye mbulungi nga tali affected okujjako nga yalwadde.
But I think right now for purposes of actually time saving and security babakkiriza
ne bagenda mu class
ne basoma then mu kusoma let these people babeere aware nti what they did is not right. Oba what is happening to them, it's not right and it's not normal. Let them know that. Let those students baberenga bakibateeka mu bwongo. Yes. Babategeze nti ensobi weeri era n'abalala babasettingire pace oba example. Nti munnange mulina kubeera beegendereza obutakola bw'omuti.
Abasomesa nga batulugunya ajja kuba ayingira kiraasi gwe owasalawo ofuna olubuto nga tomanyi nti okusoma kulungi. Abasomesa balina comments zijja kugoba abaana mu masomero.
No, of course that has to happen.
Because
kati olaba, education is the only field. Education is
You guys, this is a very big challenge that is affecting us, that I don't, and we have to have critical thinkers in this country, which we actually lack. We lack critical thinkers. But
the problem is one. These people are not fit to mix up because they are special. Their issue is a special case. So if you need a critical thinker right now, that is the way this critical thinker would analyze this case. It's not okay for a girl of 13 years to sit in a class where the 13-year-old is pregnant.
Same age. Okay, let's talk about the curriculum. Curriculum revised bagala kubanga batandika abana after lunch okubanga basoma bya mikono. Emisana oba during then basoma before lunch basoma ebya theory betwade tusoma buli nako. As PFT mwemula eno policy ekola, how better do we revise it? What should be the agenda? How should the education curriculum look like in your own perspective? You as a student.
Of course, our education curriculum currently is fake. So when I hear that, they are improvising for students basically okuyiga eby'emikono, I really support that.
After lunch.
Yes, because all this they are studying is irrelevant. Our education curriculum has really been corrupted. I was reading a certain comment from a post. I think it was posted on a social media in Zimbabwe. It was a platform basically in Zimbabwe. This lady commented and was like, I'm really imagining the amount of black history we are missing.
A lot.
Are you getting it? Because I think they posted the first black pilot, something like that. So she was like, akuze naye takiwulirangako. Era ndowooza maybe it is even her first time okulaba nti we even had a black pilot and a female one. Very good. So right now the education sector is really corrupted. Even a P7 child ajja kusoma kuba explorers neba missionaries, and so if you improvise n'omuterayo eby'emikono ebinaamuwa ssente kati ffe bamisho twasoma pi square dyali wakati asobola n'okuyamba okubala omutwalo nti yeno balance nkuddi za kanaano.
Naye bwe twasomeranga edda mu byalo eby'omu tawuni bye sitategeera nnyo, naye mu primary schools nga babeerawo olunaku lw'ebyemikono. Nga every school has that day nga lwa bya mikono nga musoma paka sawa 7 kati from sawa 7 paka we muddirayo ewaka ngera bakuba. Yes, you identify what you can do best n'okola ekyo. Era nga bw'oba oluso omukeeka bajja ne bakumakingira this Tuesday oba lunaku lwammwe olw'ebyemikono lwa Tuesday ne bamakingawo. Next Tuesday oba olina okutandikirawo nga ate bapimanga leero olina kuluka bifuba bwe biti bapimanga bwe bati like those who started from the villages can testify. So ekintu kino kyayamba nnyo nti omwana yakoma mu P7 asobola oluka omukeeka n'agutonda ate era kuzina emikeeka gya bbeeyi tegiringa egyedda, oba asobola oluka ebitambaala oba asobola okuluka akabbo ekintu kyonna naye kakati. Let me give you an example of myself. Nali saagala lunaku lwa byemikono, so nga from P3 okudda ku classes zonna mukola ebyemikono aba P2 bebatakola kati because nze bankubanga every Tuesday nga lwa byemikono mba sina kyendeese nakabirira muzeyi nankyusa natwala ku ssomero eritaliko bya mikono. So
but I guess you missed a lot.
I missed a lot because right now my sister she has a bachelor's in accounting and finance, but she does ebitambala like perfectly. Naye teyadda mu kubisoma, yabisoma mu primary we yakoma, naye atula naluka ekitambala gwe mubulira bubulizi kyoyagala and she will do it perfectly. So baba kirese kijja kuyamba abaana. Naye kibaddewo for years nga bagamba, even last year bali bagamba actually before we went to lockdown 2019 nagamba tugenda kutandika banya curriculum ekyuse and we didn't see anything. Let's hope 2022 is coming with different styles.
Yeah, olaba this curriculum je tubadde following apparently it's more of job seekers. So if they have planned that, I think we are now building a generation of job creators. I'm really impressed by that. Yeah, I really support it.
It's very rare for an opposition to support anything of the government.
No, I support
Most of them, they just...
They will oppose.
But
no, the problem comes in. The problem comes in. Some of them have ideas. But the problem comes in implementation. Of course, when it comes to implementation and there is a way they are going wrong, why not comment about that?
No, but most of
course, when they go astray, I'll be the same person to come and reject it. Yes.
You are who endorsed it in the first
because
place.
Yes, I'm endorsing it because I'm seeing the current situation in Uganda. Right now, you will see that the graduates who graduate will be more than 1 million this year.
Yeah, true.
So where are these people going? Because all the courses, most of them, let me say, 98% of these courses, they are for job what? Seekers. A few of them are studying this tailoring and stuff. A lot of bantu, these universities, there is a way very good. Abagwa, abatalina, abatasoma, abakola batya. That is the mentality they have. But right now, bana bantu bagenda kola sente.
Gamba wa bachelors azayo muvu.
Yetaga chuma jagenda yewolenero nyagule ekyuma kye ekyala. Atandika okusamba. Yes, because the kati abo be balya sente zange, most of my attires sigula chiwedde ngenda ne mugula material yange ne muleetera aba afunye ekyokulya. Okitegeera. So kati bw'otunulira ate omwana agenda graduating mu account agenda abala bitabo byani.
Because that's where that's where I wanted us to go. Because ndaba omanyi we have a challenge of employment, and I think it's just even a mindset. Before we do that, I just wanted to add on. Mwakumaberanga n'olunaku olwogambye olw'ebyemikono. Olunaku lwaffe olw'ebyemikono lwaberanga lwa Friday. Kusimula somero damba na cleaning ebyemikono ffe bye twasoma era okusimula tukutegeera bulungi. We can be good janitors.
Edigaleka okusagira mu nsonga.
We can be good janitors.
We also naffe twaberangako ne edigaleka nga batusimuuza.
So I just wanted to pick your mind on that particular topic. In employment, it's a global problem, but in Uganda it's even worse.
It's worse.
There's a way it's worse in Uganda. How do we approach it? How do we make sure that these young people, at least, tubafunira bagwa? Because bano abatafuna mirimu bano bayinza ofuuka ekintu ekirala maaso awo.
Me, I would task the people in the civil service and the government. So olaba bana abantu abaweereza abantu, even in these independent NGOs, some of these people webabeera n'emirimu, they always publicize them to the people they know. Very good, abantu baabwe. And when you come, most of the times you have an added advantage wobanga oyinayo omuntu wonga akola. Of course yaba yakubidde nako nti eno waliyo ekikuba okitegeera. So I think tulina kuba taskinga that these people be open, because most of the jobs are there and they are advertised, but you find that we're applying, you're wasting your time. I personally, I took some, I was still in my second year when I applied, and I would take my papers. I remember I took my papers to like 6 schools. Nendo zamba nakavanga basiteka muka trash can. Yes, they don't mind your competence.
Gamba, even students now abanonya internship positions. My sister was telling me, Farida Uganda ya bulumi konze kuti. Mboti manyi ogenda mu company nga tebagenda kusasula msala, tobasabye mmere, tobasabye transport. Never gamba tujude tetulina position for doing internship.
Moreover, internship. So I think right now the problem is the people in office. Bebakyali obuzibu. They are not providing, they are not supportive.
Someone is calling. Hello? Hello, good morning, welcome to the drive.
I have a quick one, no money here. In the country where you have these so many believers, and this is with due respect to people who believe in different religions. Woman ekigambo ekibeera mu tawuni mwe ebirungi biri mu maaso ate ebirungi biri mu ggulu mukolerere eggulu bino ebyawansi mu byesonyiwa ebyokunsi naye bana bapreaching eyokwesonyiwa ku byokunsi bali mu ziyolo omudidi ziriko n'amannya gaabwe. So there is no way you can convince such citizenry ng'obagamba bakolere ebyomuggulu n'obasuubiriza okubuuza Museveni ebibuuzo. Bajja kubeereza nga bo basuubira ebyalo biri mu ggulu wano wosi waabwe balina kukolerera bya mu ggulu. But also the misinformation that is also moving around. When you have a generation nga bakirimba Amini ne Obote we are swine, the same generation Mujirimba Museveni is the father of the nation. I can assure you, generation in Adda Mubigerebia, Bagenda Chiga Museveni, Erimana Wakatonda. So there is a lot to be done in terms of civic education as a generation and as a nation. Otherwise, we'll be there lamenting and lamenting forever. Thanks to that lady, she's 1 in a million. I think, nga bwolaba bannalweyito babeeranga mukyalo omu mu struggle mu nsiko kati ndowooza y'omu ku bakyala abatono nga bwolaba bajjeno nalweyiso. Otherwise, baby got you banji.
Okay, thank you so much. Someone has called you 1 in a million. Okay, that's some comments. You know someone telling you 1 in a million.
O'Malley Charles Agamba, there is a total crisis in the country.
What does it mean, a total crisis in the country?
There is a crisis.
People, you use words very well.
No.
A total crisis.
There is a crisis. You have to admit.
It's not a total
in
crisis.
The education sector, there is a crisis. We have been talking about the pregnant women. We've left the topic without finding a specific solution. There is a crisis in employment. We have talked about the unemployment. There is a crisis in the hospitals. People are sleeping down.
But there are good things that are being done in this country. There are good things that are being done in this country. There are good things. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Am I live on Alternative?
Yes, please, you are live.
Thank you. This is Dr. Omar Charles.
Yes, doctor.
Right now, I've been watching very well the show. And I think the biggest problem in Uganda, as I talk, because I've been observing the conversation that has been taking place, the biggest problem in Uganda right now is that we, the youth, we have not done what we are supposed to do such that we can liberate our country. And the crisis which is in the country as I speak, it is just enough for us to raise up as Ugandans and see what we can do as the young generation, because we cannot leave this for our children are going to come and suffer in the same situation. Yes. So we are just begging all the Ugandans to realize the crisis which is in the country, because every department we are talking about education in the health, there is a lot which is taking place. And as the medical fraternity, we've tried our level best, but the other sectors have not come out to come and join us. So we are saying, please, Ugandans, this is the time we should raise up and realize the crisis in Uganda such that we can liberate our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ugandans should wake up and realize the crisis that is in their country.
Yeah, Bitenji culture where we say agamba mchala Bashira, stop your jokes. We all started with pregnant students in campus, and some of them were even on top of their classes. It is not fair for you, a feminist and a woman leader, to come here and condone the stigmatization of young girls. Where is the science that pregnancy makes someone dumb? Are you saying all women leaders are dumb because they have children? You are being unfair, and I don't know how that even makes you a feminist. Or do you know the meaning of a feminist itself?
Yes, she said a point. Of course, that's why I said I do respect anyone's opinion, and any person is entitled to their opinion. That was my humble opinion. I think if Madame Bitenji is a mother, I don't know if she realized that her daughter is pregnant, the way she would react. She would, of course, even get high blood pressure. Let's not act that these things are normal. Fine, they are not good. And we are not that we are, it's not that we are segregating these people. But I'm just worrying about the next generation of feminists. Because if we are to promote the feminism we want, we need to promote a generation of really upright women. And we can't generate that, we can't grow that generation when we are normalizing the abnormalities. Because if a girl at a tender age, below 18, gets pregnant, of course no mother
We are
would
not
love
going
that.
to thank them for being pregnant because we are feminists.
Yes, we are not thanking them. We shall thank those women leaders who are feminists and they got children at their age. Right now, this young lady is getting pregnant. It's not for her own good. Like she didn't get it on purpose. Of course, it could be rape, it could be defilement, it could be any other case.
Sometimes it could have
and
been
we are not saying that, yes, we are not saying that, but me, I'm worrying about these who are not yet what? Pregnant. What are they getting in their minds? Because right now we have the problem on our table. These are pregnant.
Someone is calling in. Yes, good morning. Welcome to the Mighty Drive Show.
Sorry, Edgar and Farida, your guest. The previous caller, doctor, has compelled me to come back. There is this concern. I have personally attended the PFT conversation. But you see, when you follow some other civil movement organizers worldwide, they used to have a specific program. They would say the likes of
Likes of who?
Airtime
amweddeko.
Jeje Jacob agamba program chezo zoyogerako ez'abaana abalina embuto bushira. Olaba it was an issue for some schools to create extra rooms during COVID-19 following the social distance SOPs. Kati, what about creating a special program?
The special program I said was more of we actually resolved that because Edgar commented. Someone on call.
Yes, please.
I was saying the likes of Gandhi would have a specific agenda and program. They would say this week these are our activities. For example,
Brooke Williams agamba pregnant girls should continue with the studies. They don't support discrimination. Because
then go losing number, but
no, of course we talked about that, Edgar. I said it was my own opinion of not adding them with these other young ones. But then due to the resources and the current situation of Uganda, I said that it is okay for them to be in school, but creating awareness to these young ones that what happened to so and so is not good and is not recommended.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
Yes?
Yes? You're listening and watching to the Mighty Drive Show.
Who is talking?
Edgar Matthew Karuhanga is the one speaking.
I thought that maybe it's the wrong number.
Sorry.
Okay.
It was a wrong number.
Telisa Bless yagamba nze nagumye bafuge paka webanako because now they have started fighting within their family who takes over Museveni and you think those people are about to go. God should help this country of ours before we are tired of Museveni and his lineage.
As we're getting done, zimaleyo kubanga ndabakadde katutwala tulaide chikabiri.
Onagamba, you are right, but this happens not to the right place to lead a determined mind. NRM polluted the whole political base in Uganda, and that's why the slogan is Infunira wa. Innocent Inebyo Nagamba, I'm here watching you from Rengo. Thank you, Innocent, for watching us. Tumusime Katagamba, good morning, my people. Thank you for the show. Jemex Pro Agamba, thanks for the show. Ababadeko mwena na njagala okubebaza nga maliriza. Brooke Williams ogamba kolo omutumidde akubirongo.
Brooke Williams yayagala.
Nga maliriza n'omwami omu ayina ekibuuzo agamba what in your thing is PFT in store for the student politics? We have a call.
PFT n'abalala You will hear someone say, simanga mumageri, simanga muntebe, those things. You will hear someone saying, manga mustuke mweta, simanga mwekole muti. But there is no specific plan of saying, this week don't go to work. This week you put yourselves on the street. This week don't do this. You know, you can't be there sloganeering, simanga muntebe, those things are agenda, simanga tsunami. There is no action plan. Like you said, this month and because if you continue hosting such people and other politicians, the only thing they do is tell us, you know, these people we are leading do not know what you mean by saying mustukiremo mukolechi mustukiremo mukave mustukiremo kubendu mustukiremo mwebike. You know, so there should be that clarity which is lacking in all organizers in the process of change. And that lady with other people should go ahead and be clear, intentionally clear, tell people what do they want them to do. But simply saying, you know? Akume tetira lobusungu.
Akume gobulisa oli lobusungu.
Asiroga lya PFT twegatte twetase tulumbe. Ababali eri yali entebe mu ntebe naye kati simanyi oba tuli magere ku magere tuwonawe tuli naye ekibuuzo kankikomyewo. Ekyo mwami nagamba, what new thing is PFT has in store for students in politics, or they are waiting for 2025 and 2026 as well?
Basically, PFT chetegekedde aba students. We need to know that PFT is non-partisan. And of course, it embraces all students, leaders, and students in their different capacities, and it welcomes them. Kati eneja as a shield, as an umbrella to rely on. So the only thing we have prepared for the students and the student leaders is we actually, as the PFT, we organized the workshop previously, I think some 1 month back. It was a 2 days workshop. And we actually hosted many student leaders from the different universities. And among the tutors of that day, we had Dr. Kiza Besije, we had Ken Luchamzi, we had Honorable Sinde, we had Toterebuka Bamwenda. We had many people who came in, and some young people who came in and actually oriented these young people. So far that is the only one thing we have accomplished, and we are planning more for the student leaders. Of course, this is our game, and we have to be on the lead. So we of course support student leaders, and we have a lot of them. We shall be letting them know about the
Omwami
other
avuddeko nga alina obusungu bungi agamba mukoze nnyo sloganeering, muli ku slogan, which activities do you have, which plans as PFT do you have?
No, of course, you even mentioned that waliwo bati mu Kigati. So for the trainer bati mu Kigati, but we have maybe, of course, maybe, but me, I believe, I want to be positive. You know, when you're always positive, you move far. But the more you always doubt, yes, you the distance jawali tambude kende. So me, I want to be positive.
Ngabachigati team
njagala tubere positive.
Ebisibigambo bya nupu teba simanyi ngenze nyina bemanyi nga boku Kigati
kati yesinga okubeera ne bakigati team bona yagenda wa speaker kubanja milioni 5
nga tumaliriza njagala omale ensonga yo oyogereko ne Odrek ne mutabani wa president kyaika waliwo a family feud eri under who is going to succeed who. And Odrek is of the view that there should not be a succession plan, and there is a succession plan in place.
Yeah, so but they can talk about issue.
Yeah, so
issue. We are still building a strong army. As the red card swam, we have young women and men on board. We are still building them ideologically. Tetwagala mubachaze any member of the red card swarm ajoana atule as a youth nga nebyokwogera takola tabiyina. So we want to first build these people ideologically. So when they reach out to the people, they have the content to tell the people. So after we build our army, then nga tulumba. Twegattadda kati tugenda kulumba. Then tumale tukole ki twetase. Very good. Then the issue of the succession.
The succession plan.
Yes, this is where I call upon the people of Uganda. If you're out there and you call yourself a Ugandan, you're going to do us a favor and save yourself.
By doing what?
By saying no to what is not right. Because the thing is right under our noses, and we claim we claim that maybe that smell is not affecting us. But urazeko. Farida, I come to you, I tell you ngenda kutta. And you still move the way you want, zigzaga. Naye nganza kugamba okutta ate oluusi nkusingako n'amaanyi ne sente olina okutya. N'oyiya plan n'ogamba onaagambye okunzita mu lujjudde yeesize eki. Aye naye kugamba ne bwe nnaakutta tebajja kunsiba. Nja kutta n'omulambo ngubuze. You get? Yes. So this is what is happening in Uganda. No Ugandan out there who doesn't know about the succession plan. Everyone knows the Muhoozi project. But is it right? And what are Ugandans saying about it? So he wants to tell us, that man who rolled in the dirt. He wants to tell us that it is only in his family, that it's only in his family where there is that breeding generation of great leaders. Of course, some of us can even make better leaders than him.
Until Okuba is a great leader
No way. Some of us we are born in very humble families, but we can even make better leaders. And we serve the country. Ebanga tono ne tukola byakoze emyaka 236.
Kale.
No, tetuli kuvola. We are being open-minded, Farida. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Don't you think there are ladies out there who are 30 and they are owning 10 times the way you earn? Should I blame you? But the fact remains that the other one is earning.
Me. Maybe I have not positioned myself
in
a way that I can
and just to try, the Farida is only 30 years old. She's lying. Bashira, Sibula Bakulabi, Otubulie, maybe we like to end on a light note. What do you like to do in politics?
Abatulaba bonna, ababadde batulaba, thank you very much for your time. Obudde bonna bwe mumaze ne musacrificing and ne watching this show. I thank you very much. I thank the hosts who have actually seen potential in hosting me, and I urge you to host more eligible people than even me, because we really need to attend to serious issues in the country. Yes, and Chenali Sembezaayo Nsenganze, I want to call upon the youth. There is this gentleman, is called, I think, Graham Bell. He said that your past teina kyekubanja, ebiseera bye eby'emabega bwe bakuzadde tebiina kye bikubanja, wabula ekyo kye weefuula. What man is like Charlie of himself is what defines you. So don't say that me I come from a farmer's family. How can I be a politician? Ekyo kyoli kye kikudefining. So I asked my dear Ugandans, what are you? What best describes you? And what is your importance in the country amidst the crisis we are facing right now? Because we have a very huge crisis. Ggwanga namuddwali eyo, ggwenga senkoma gaali eyo, eggwanga Uganda, ng'oddeyo ne ku national ID oliko Ugandan, oliyambye ki?
Kibuuzo kirungi. Nyabo, kiki onyumirwa mu biseera bye eby'eddembe? Nga toli mu politics, nga toli serious, what? What do you like?
I like actually being alone. I think I'm more of a loner. Nsobola okubeera mu kisenge nga ndi omu. No. I always want to be alone and think of what is, because you know, my mother always knocks on my door when I'm home and she's like, Okola chi Bashira, ndowooza. And she always laughs about that. And I've even started telling my friends, waliwo embeera n'omukwano gwo bamuli mu motoka yokkwaya nagamba okola ki Bashira, ndowooza. I always love to think what is ahead.
People rarely think. People in this country are always talking.
So it's not that maybe the phones, of course, they take our attention because most of the times kwetuja ebyokwogera, kwetuja information, and even the televisions. But deep down in you, do you get that time and think? Okay. Do you get that time and feel like
Nantongo Bashira, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the Mighty Drive Show. Budde bubuno butuweddeko naye mwebale nammwe abatulabye abasindise message mu abakubye amasimu ate mmwe muli banso. So naye yakubye wrong number nawe. Thank you so much. Thank you to the producer of the show. That is none other than Teddy Chenjo Nabukera. Thank you so much. Jeremiah Muchibi, thank you. Roger Sturiahawe, thank you. And of course the guys on camera, Anita Msimenta and Mr. Jacob, thank you so much for the great work you do. I've worked with the glamorous Farida Bikobere. Farida, your last word or words? Think by the way, it's good. Meditation, thinking, those things are actually good for you. You can think, and first, by the way, as you're thinking, try reading. Very good. Try reading. Very good. Try reading. I don't know why, but if you try reading, my dears, you'll realize a lot of things. Try reading the budget. Your budget. Katibaba no baslashing the Ministry of Defense half. The bagenda 3.4 trillion. So kosome sente zowaye zomusolezo. Ziragawa, you'll thank me later. Thank you so much. You will know some of the priorities and some things that are actually not priorities. Thank you so much to everybody who's been watching. Tomorrow, tugenda kwanga tubidamu right here at the Alternative TikTok. The show is called The Mighty Drive. My name is Karanga Edgar Matthew. Why don't you have yourself a very beautiful good morning?
Alternative TikTok. Real issues, real talk.